Hey everyone! Before we dive into this hot topic that's stirring up the NBA behind the scenes, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything we bring here. And if you truly love the game, love the drama, love the chaos that only the world of basketball can offer, follow us on social media too. There's a lot coming your way. Now hold this. What if you were LeBron James, with all the experience he has, with everything he's already accomplished? What would you do at this very moment in your career? Would you stay in Los Angeles, even knowing the current roster doesn't seem ready for another ring? Or would you change everything and embark on a bold adventure with a team that has a better shot right now? The conversation heated up when DeAndre Ayton was officially announced as the newest addition to LeBron's team. But this move didn't come without sacrifice. One of the players who left was Dorian Finney-Smith, someone many considered a crucial part of the team's defensive rotation. The dilemma now is whether this trade was a step forward or a setback disguised as a reinforcement. Just imagine a starting five of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. That's right. A group that shines offensively but falls short when it comes to defense. Who's going to do the dirty work in that lineup? Who's going to hold down the top scorers on the other side? The analysis doesn't stop there. On the other side of the country, a bold theoretical proposal has emerged. LeBron could give it all up, switch environments, and join forces with Stephen Curry. It would be a historic, magnetic, maybe even unstoppable duo, but one also filled with uncertainties. The Golden State system demands agile rotations, spacing, and collective basketball IQ. Would the fit with LeBron be seamless or forced? And even if the idea of seeing LeBron and Steph side by side makes any basketball fan's mouth water, there's a major issue that can't be overlooked: the center position. The Warriors' system has always struggled without a reliable defensive anchor. Ayton, now committed to the Lakers, won't be that piece. And without that adjustment, the team's ceiling might still fall short of expectations. The truth is that both teams, Lakers and Warriors, currently stand on the same level. Both have elite veterans, but neither is the clear favorite. LeBron now faces a delicate decision: try something new, risky, with the potential to be legendary, or stick with what's familiar and bet on small changes that could make all the difference. And speaking of change, the biggest question isn't just about LeBron's future, but whether the Lakers' front office is capable of turning potential into reality. Rui Hachimura, for instance, still needs to prove he can be more than just a complimentary player. If he doesn't evolve into an elite defender, like Andrew Wiggins was at his peak with the Warriors, this lineup won't go very far. This lack of consistency in the roster puts the Lakers in a dangerous position, good enough to compete, but not yet ready to beat the best. And that leads us to a bigger reflection. Is there still a scenario where LeBron, at nearly 40 years old, can genuinely fight for a title? On paper, there are still a few options. Cleveland? New York? Teams that might offer an easier path to the Eastern Conference Finals. But none of that guarantees he'd get there as the outright favorite. In fact, even switching conferences, the biggest threat still lies in the West. Denver, OKC, Houston. Three rising powers that won't give up ground easily. That's why the most sensible solution might actually be the simplest: staying in Los Angeles. Family stability, a familiar structure, a comfortable climate. All of that matters, especially when there's no perfect plan on the horizon. And there's more. Even with the flaws in the current roster, there's room for improvement. All it takes is the right trade, a precise adjustment. Imagine Andrew Wiggins joining this team alongside Luka, Austin, LeBron, and Ayton. The dynamics shift, the energy shifts, the level shifts. Suddenly, the Lakers go from being just another team to real contenders. But for that to happen, the front office needs to stop stalling. Rob Pelinka, in particular, has to make bold decisions, not just keep the team competitive out of obligation. The arrival of Luka changes everything. The window with LeBron is closing, and there's no room left to sit on the fence. And the dilemma this creates is exactly that: how to balance the present and the future. How to honor LeBron, the biggest name of the franchise in recent years, and still protect the next steps around Luka Doncic. That's the fine line the Lakers need to learn how to walk. And this is where the art of smart trades comes into play. No sacrificing the entire future for one last shot, but also no wasting the final stretch of one of the most brilliant careers in NBA history. The key is smart negotiation, finding pieces that still have long-term value. Players between 26 and 29 years old, still in their prime, who can contribute now, and still be around in 5 years. That's real planning. And one name that always comes up in this kind of discussion is Dalton Knecht, young, promising, with a first-round pick attached to him. If the Lakers manage to use him, along with a pick, to bring in a proven but still young player, then they'd be playing the right game. Because there's no point in bringing in an aging veteran like a Paul George on the decline. That would only speed up the team's downfall and limit future flexibility. The focus has to be on that rare combination of present and future. And in that context, the departure of Dorian Finney-Smith, even if it was a free deal, can be seen as a miscalculation. A player who, while not elevating the team single-handedly, offered defensive balance and experience. And even in decline, he could still be valuable in key moments of the season. The question now is, who can fill that gap? Who can come into this roster and make an immediate impact without compromising tomorrow? These questions, for now, remain without a clear answer. But one thing is certain, the Lakers can't afford to make mistakes anymore. Every move from now on needs to be surgical, because LeBron's time is running out, and Luka's time is just beginning. And it is precisely in this delicate moment, caught between a glorious past and a promising future, that the Los Angeles Lakers must decide who they truly want to be. Either they fully commit to the LeBron and Luka duo, or they risk becoming just another team in eternal transition, always almost ready, but never truly decisive. The truth is, the margin for error now is razor thin. With LeBron heading into his 23rd season and Luka nearing his 27th birthday, every wrong decision could cost them a championship window. Worse still, it could cost Luka's trust in the project. And what if Luka, sooner or later, starts to think about leaving? That's the fear that should be echoing through the hallways of the franchise. Because when you have a talent like Luka Doncic on your roster, being good is not enough. You have to be excellent. You have to prove every single day that you're building something great, not just for now, but for the next decade. That's why the conversation around what to do with players like Rui Hachimura takes on another layer. He can be useful. He might even have his moments. But if the Lakers have a chance to trade him for a more complete, more consistent wing, then that move has to happen. No hesitation. At this point, many analysts are pointing to names like Andrew Wiggins, a player who was crucial in a championship run, who knows how to guard the opponent's best stars, and who still contributes on offense. He would fit perfectly next to Luka and LeBron. With him, the team would gain a whole new level of identity. But so far, Pelinka and company have opted for more cautious decisions. Small tweaks here, minor changes there, and time keeps slipping by. LeBron keeps aging, and direct rivals, like Denver, Houston, and OKC, keep getting better. This is where the urgency comes in, because what's at stake isn't just the last dance of a legend, it's also the future of an entire franchise. It's the delicate balance between not compromising tomorrow, but also not wasting today. And if you stop to think, today's Lakers are almost a blueprint of what not to do in moments like this. They don't have a reliable defender in their starting five. They lost a key role player and got nothing in return. And even with the arrival of Ayton, there are still holes in the rotation that any elite opponent will exploit. So when trades are brought up, it's not out of desperation. It's out of tactical and strategic necessity. Trading Dalton Knecht and a draft pick for a 27-year-old with real impact potential could be the difference between another early exit or a run to the finals. And that's the key point. Real impact. It's no use bringing in big names if they don't deliver. The Lakers don't need marketing. They need production. They need players who step on the court and change the game, whether it's by defending, scoring, or leading. The ironic part is that despite all these uncertainties, there's still a path forward, a viable route. Because with Luka and LeBron, you're already operating within the realm of realistic possibilities. These aren't future prospects. They're proven stars, and if surrounded properly, They are the kind of players who can lead any team to glory, but that, if surrounded properly, is exactly what's been missing. And with the level of competition in the Western Conference only increasing, the Lakers can no longer afford to play it safe. Their moves need to be bold and purposeful. There must be a clear plan. Who stays, who goes, who arrives. And no matter how risky it might feel, holding on to assets like Dalton Knecht out of fear of regret might be even more costly. Because while he's developing, LeBron keeps losing time, and Luka might start losing patience. What many still underestimate is this exact point. They think Luka will wait forever, that he'll be content just playing alongside a legend. But history has shown us, superstars want to win, and they want to win now. If the Lakers don't show they're serious about building a competitive roster, someone else will. And when that happens, the loss won't just be technical. It will be institutional. It will be emotional. It will be a scar on the identity of the franchise. That's why every decision from now on carries double the weight. This isn't just about cap space, salary slots, or trade exceptions. It's about legacy, about keeping a winning culture alive, about showing that Los Angeles is still the home of champions. And maybe the first step is to stop looking backward and start building forward. Let go of outdated formulas, embrace new styles, rethink the game in a modern way, and above all, put Luka Doncic at the center of everything, because if there's anyone capable of keeping this franchise relevant for another decade, it's Luka. He's got the talent, the charisma, the game IQ. All he needs is a team worthy of him, a system that works, a roster that protects and elevates his game. And that brings us right back to the beginning of this whole conversation, LeBron James. Because even with everything we've said, he's still a vital part of the equation. He's still capable of dominating games, deciding series, drawing all the attention from the media and from opponents. But he needs help, and he needs it now. That help won't show up on its own. It won't fall from the sky, and his clock won't stop ticking. The Lakers front office needs to understand this with urgency, and they need to act responsibly. They can't keep stalling. Either they move now or they lose everything. So here's a direct message. Don't wait. Send this video to 3 people on WhatsApp who are also following the NBA market, because the decisions made in the coming days will shape this team's destiny for years to come. Meanwhile, LeBron keeps training. Luka keeps grinding. The eyes of the world remain fixed. And the fans, as always, keep believing. But faith without action doesn't build championships. And if there's one thing this team needs now, it's action. And when we talk about action, we're talking about decisions that go beyond the obvious. It's not enough to just fill gaps for the sake of it. The Lakers need to think about fit, chemistry, and collective identity. Because talent alone, plenty of franchises have it. But talent that complements, that elevates each other, that's what separates champions from the rest. Today, the landscape is clear. The most structured teams, like Denver and Oklahoma City, aren't just strong individually. They know exactly who they are, how they play, and what each player means within that ecosystem. That's the kind of identity the Lakers still need to build around Luka and LeBron. And this brings us to the issue of continuity. LeBron has made it clear over the years, he's not interested in endless rebuilding. He wants to win, now. And that means being surrounded by players who understand his game, who can share the load, and who are ready to step up in defining moments. Most importantly, he needs to trust the front office. Trust that he won't be left hanging midway through the season, that he won't be forced to carry more than he should. And that requires something simple: long-term vision with short-term execution. It's no use dreaming of a superstar if you can't even keep reliable rotation pieces. The Dorian Finney-Smith situation is a perfect example. A useful, dependable player, maybe not spectacular, but exactly the kind of piece that makes the machine run. Losing him without getting anything in return is a worrying sign of disorganization. And this kind of mistake adds up. Small decisions that, when accumulated, build a path toward success or toward failure. And look, the fans aren't naive. They know you can't win every year, but they expect one thing: direction, clarity, honesty in the project. And what's been most lacking lately in Los Angeles is exactly that, a clear vision of where they want to go. That's why so many fans have started to speculate about alternative scenarios. What if LeBron took a pay cut and joined an Eastern Conference team like the Cavaliers or the Knicks? On paper, the road to the finals might be less brutal. But even then, would it be enough? The answer, unfortunately, is no. Because even if he makes it to the finals, he'd run into a powerhouse from the West. And right now, the raw truth is that the best teams are still on that side of the map. Until that changes, any decision LeBron makes has to take that into account. And more than that, leaving the Lakers at this point would be more than just changing teams. It would be a rupture, a disconnection from his personal life, his family, the place where his sons go to school, the environment where he feels comfortable. And for what? For an uncertain chance? An improbable fit? LeBron is no longer a 20-something kid. He approaches the game like a chess master. He calculates everything, every move, and he knows that, as frustrating as the current situation is, it's still better to try and solve the puzzle at home than to go wandering into the unknown. And there's one more factor that hardly anyone talks about: the psychological weight of leadership. LeBron isn't just a player, he's a symbol. He sets the tone, and his presence in Los Angeles still acts as a seal of credibility for the franchise. His departure could trigger an identity crisis that would take years to fix. That's why when he stays, he sends a message to the roster, to the fans, to the league, a message that there's still a plan, that it's still worth believing. And that's exactly what the Lakers need to reinforce behind the scenes. This narrative that, yes, we're far from perfect, but we're still fighting for something. And that's why Andrew Wiggins' name, brought up so often, has come back with such force. He's not just another player. He represents the type of profile the team lacks: an athletic wing, defensively capable, with playoff experience. A player who's proven he can be a key piece when needed, but who also knows how to play a supporting role when the team requires it. With him, the fit alongside LeBron, Luka, Reeves, and Ayton becomes much more realistic. The team would gain a point-of-attack defender, a guy who doesn't shy away when it matters most, and more importantly, an athlete who can handle the grind of a deep playoff run. And here lies a dilemma that could define the season. Is it worth giving up young talents like Dalton Neck now for a player like Wiggins? The answer hinges on a single word: conviction. If the front office truly believes this is the year, that this is the moment, then yes, the risk is justified, because you can't wait forever. Luka needs a competitive supporting cast now, and LeBron needs a real reason to believe it's still worth stepping on the court. And don't be mistaken, he still wants to. He still believes, but he needs support. He needs to look around and see that he's not alone, that there's a plan, that he won't be forced to carry the entire burden again. And that doesn't come just from big names. It comes from culture, from commitment, from smart choices, from a coaching staff that knows how to use its assets, from a unified locker room, from a defensive system that actually works. At this point, maybe the best trade of the season won't be for a superstar, but for someone who brings balance, who brings identity. Because often, the secret to winning a title isn't about who scores 30 points a night, but about who stops the opponent from scoring 25. That's why the next week will be crucial. Negotiations are underway. Things are shifting behind the scenes, and any wrong move could be fatal. LeBron knows it. Luka feels it. The fans expect it. And you, who've been with us until now, you know exactly how much every detail matters. Sotto returned to the court in an impressive fashion, reaffirming his status as one of the brightest rising talents in Asian basketball. His most recent performance against Kyoto was a clear demonstration of his continuous development as a player, recording 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. These numbers are not only significant in terms of statistics, but also reflect the evolution of an athlete who, with each game, is becoming more complete. Right from the beginning of the game, it was evident that Kai was ready to shine. He dominated the paint with an impressive combination of height, agility, and technical skills. His moves left the opposing defenders puzzled, as they couldn't find solutions for his physical presence. His mid-range shots were extremely accurate, highlighting the hard work he has dedicated to improving his skills. Additionally, his court vision was crucial in key moments, as he managed to dish out assists and connect with his teammates in plays that changed the rhythm of the game. As the game neared its most tense moments, Kai positioned himself as his team's leader. In one of the most memorable plays of the third quarter, he faked out two defenders, made an important basket, and then converted the free throw after being fouled. This type of play not only got the crowd excited, but also showcased his ability to step up in pressure situations, something vital for any player aspiring to make it to the NBA. For Kai's fans, there are many reasons for optimism. He is about to reach significant milestones in his B-League career, with 76 points away from reaching 1,000 points in the league. This is an accomplishment that will place him in an elite group of players known for their offensive consistency. And this is just the beginning. Kai has already surpassed the 500 rebound mark, solidifying his dominance in the paint, both defensively and offensively. He not only protects the area in an imposing manner, but also creates new opportunities for his team, providing second-chance scoring. To top it off, he is just 4 assists shy of hitting the 100-assist mark in the B-League, which highlights his ability to involve his teammates and create strategic plays. These numbers are proof that Kai's impact on the court is real. His combination of physical strength, technical ability, and tactical intelligence positions him as one of the most well-rounded players in the league. Every point, rebound, and assist is a step toward something even greater, the realization of his dream of reaching the NBA. Kai's consistency does not go unnoticed. Basketball experts and analysts already consider him a player capable of transforming the competitive level of the B-League. Comparisons with great centers from the past are starting to arise, and many see in Kai the potential to leave a legacy in international basketball. For Kai, it's not just about winning games. He is determined to leave his mark, and that mindset is evident in every game. His ability to lead in crucial moments and the way he captivates the crowd with his spectacular plays are proof that he has what it takes to stand out in any environment. And when thinking about Kai Sotto's future, an inevitable question arises. Which NBA team would benefit most from his arrival? For many, the answer is clear: the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors' fan base, known for its passion and loyalty, has already started a social media campaign calling for the signing of Kai. The Warriors have been one of the most successful teams in the NBA in recent years, but their dynamic playing style, which revolves around long-range shooting and constant movement, lacks a dominant physical presence in the paint, someone who can protect the rim, grab rebounds, and balance the team. Kai Sotto is exactly the type of player who could fill that gap. With his imposing height and sharp court vision, Kai would be a strategic addition to the Warriors. His international experience, having played in several high-level competitions, would be a valuable asset to a franchise looking to stay competitive while rebuilding. Signing Kai would represent a low-risk, high-potential move, considering his impact on both ends of the court. His mid-range shooting, combined with his ability to finish around the rim, would make him a perfect complement to the team's stars. Kai also has the mentality necessary to thrive in a high-level environment like the NBA. He has shown that he knows how to handle pressure, and his determination to keep evolving is a trait that distinguishes great players from good ones. Warriors fans are already excited about the idea of Kai joining the team. They know that players with Kai's skill set and potential are rare. For many, he is exactly what the team needs to get back to the top of the NBA. So what do you think about all this? Do you believe the addition of Poltel is the decisive move for the Warriors to win the title? Or do you think the team needs more? Leave your opinion in the comments because we love to hear what you think. And of course, don't forget to give a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on the Warriors and much more. Let's go on this journey to the playoffs together. See you in the next video.